It was less than a week ago that we posted Bitcoin smashes through 10K, wait 11K, what the FK is going on? Now in the last 24 hours it has smashed through 12K, then 13K, then 14K, 15,000, and then $16,000. So it's time to update this table. So since our last video, it has taken 19 hours to go from 12 to 13,000, 2 hours to go from 13 to 14,000, 6.5 hours to go from 14 to 15,000, and then just 6 hours to go from 15,000 to $16,000. Since hitting $6,000, it has only taken a total of 47 days to more than double and surpass $16,000. And cryptocurrencies as a whole have smashed through the $400 billion market valuation and getting close to nearly $500 billion. The central banking cartel continues to send out their puppets into the mainstream media they control, but that nobody watches anymore, to try to tame this tiger. Today it was blast from the past Alan Greenspan, the former Federal Reserve chairman, who mentioned in a CNBC interview on Wednesday that Bitcoin reminded him of the currency issued during America's colonial past. He remembers that? He's older than he looks.
It is not a rational currency in that sense. And look, human beings buy all sorts of things that aren't worth anything.
It ultimately proved worthless, and it was called Continental money, which was a fiat currency that was declared legal tender by the Continental Congress. It wasn't backed by gold or silver. In 1775, the Continental currency, like all fiat currencies, allowed George Washington to finance war, but 7 years later, in 1782, it became worthless as it was continually issued and ultimately collapsed in value, as all fiat does. Of course, Bitcoin is finite and is not declared to be legal tender by government, which is precisely why it cannot be considered fiat. It's not inflationary, nor is it forced on people with violence. As well, it's backed by proof of work and cryptography, which differs from the continental currency in that the early colonial fiat was backed by nothing more than governmental decree. One of the most accurate and intelligent quotes ever spoken by Thomas Jefferson, who experienced the continental currency's collapse firsthand, was, "If the American people ever allow private banks to control the issue of their currency, first by inflation, then by deflation, the banks will deprive the people of all property until their children wake up homeless on the continent their fathers conquered. The issuing power should be taken from the banks and restored to the people, to whom it properly belongs." Although this quote is disputed as possibly not being legitimate and was aimed at Americans, it's accurate for any country that has a central bank, which is nearly every country in the world. For the first time in a long time, the people of the world are beginning to take back the power to issue their own currency. In this case, they are bringing it into existence through solving complex mathematical algorithms. And here at the Dollar Vigilante, we identified the potential for Bitcoin since 2011, when it was trading at just $3. Meanwhile, Peter Schill, whose family is very connected to the Rothschilds, agreed with Alan Greenspan today, continuing Peter's unblemished record of being wrong on Bitcoin since it was in the double digits. We've been right on crypto since the beginning and made so far 460,000% gains since recommending Bitcoin at $3 in 2011. To get all the best updates on the crypto markets, including great portfolio recommendations, many of which have made our subscribers thousands of percent gains, subscribe in the notes below. And remember to join us this February for the Dollar Vigilante Internationalization and Investment Summit on February 19th, right after Acapulco from February 15th to the 18th. The continental currency was created by central banks, forced upon people by government violence, and financed war, and eventually went to zero, as all fiat currencies do. Bitcoin has no central bank, it isn't forced upon people via violence, and due to its non-inflationary nature, cannot be used to finance war. Because of all these benefits, not only will it not go to zero, but many are wondering if it will eventually be worth more than $1 million in today's dollars. At the rate it's going, rising $5,000 per day, it wouldn't take very long to get there.
The most important and profitable investment conference in the world is returning in February 2018. In 2016, the TDV Internationalization and Investment Conference, led by world-famous investor and freedom fighter Jeff Berwick, focused on Bitcoin when it was at $400. It also focused on gold mining stocks, featured by Ed Bugos, which ended up gaining hundreds of percent that year. In 2017, the TDV Summit focused heavily on cryptocurrencies. Many speakers pounded the table to buy Bitcoin at $1,000. It has since hit $10,000. And others focused on other cryptos, such as Dash, which was $20 at the time and is currently over $600. If you attended the last 2 years and took advantage of all the information you learned, you would have become wealthy. And on February 19th, the TDV Internationalization and Investment Conference is back. Speakers include Jeff Berwick, who will give out his next cryptocurrency and ICO picks, as well as laying out how to internationalize your lifestyle to become a prior taxpayer using the 5-flag lifestyle and cryptocurrencies. TDV's senior analyst Ed Bugos will lay out his gold mining stock picks for 2018, as well as what he foresees for the markets as a whole. David Morgan, the most respected silver analyst in the world, will give his insights on where silver is headed in 2018. Bix Ware of RoadToRuta.com will expand on cryptocurrencies and precious metal strategies. Other speakers include G. Edward Griffin, Jeffrey Tucker, Roger Ver, Trace Mayer, and more. The TDV Summit is held on February 19th, and we recommend coming to Anarchapulco from February 15th to 17th and Cryptopulco on February 18th for 5 straight days of freedom, inspiration, investment ideas, analysis, and recommendations. You can find out more at tdvinvestmentsummit.com.